everyone, my name is Lily Ying. My metric number is 182369.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aung Suu Kyi. My matrix number is 182789.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ng Siew Ting, and my matrix number is 184408.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ang Hui Xin. My metric number is 184181.
Okay, today we are going to discuss about SCL9 Part 2. The question we chose is question number 2, which is discuss why is it important to educate people about hygiene and sanitation. Okay, I think we can start our discussion now. In my opinion, I think it's important to educate people about hygiene and sanitation. This is because for like India, they have no there's no clean water supply in India. So if suddenly the clean water supply is available to them, but they are not made aware of the necessity to store the clean water in clean containers, then the water will soon be contaminated upon collection. So there's no use, no point we teach them about how to we providing them good clean water supply.
Yes, I agree with you. So if they can't store the water in a good condition, which is the water will be considered as a wastage for them. So the water is useless for them. But how to say is it? Even they don't know how to store the water, but we still have to give them and educate them how to store the water so that everyone can get the water. So it will not be unfair for them. Yes.
Yes, I agree with you. If just like you all say, if they have not the awareness of how to keep the water safe and clean, the water will get contaminated, and after they drink the water, the this will affect their health. I agree with you in some extent, but for me, ed, to me, education people on hygiene and sanitation is not very important. The most important is the government should provide a very effective infrastructure to provide clean water to them, and provides for example can make the toilet have the flush function, and provide washing and provide the infrastructure to wash their hand, and provide some soap, so that they have no reason not keep them clean, and to no excuse to have a bad sanitation.
Yes.
I can see your point, but I think that if they have the supply of the infrastructure, just like I said, but if they have no the awareness of the importance of the hygiene and sanitation, how to use the infrastructure properly.
Yeah, you are right, and that is a wastage for them if
Yes.
they don't know how to use it. So, for example, they just open the water and let them go like that, so it is a wastage for them. So no use, no point for the government to give them a good equipment.
I think that they still need some knowledge
About
about sanitation and hygiene is important, because if they have no proper hygiene and no proper sanitation, they'll become ill. For example, they will get sick easily if they don't aware about hygiene and sanitation. For example, they'll easily get diarrhea, malaria, cholera, some illness like that.
I see your point, but I still need to withstand my point, because in India, especially in India, Vietnam, there is insufficient of toilet. So you can see them can how to say they go they do not go to toilet. They just simply excrete in the floor.
On the floor, is it?
On
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah. But like your point, you said government play an important role, is it? So I think that it's not only government. Besides that, there is still got other organizations that have to play their role, like NGO. And yes, you are right. Government also is important, but we still like society. We have to give them some education, like campaign, something like that, how to educate them how to use the water properly.
Yeah, I strongly believe in you, and I agree with your point because I think if the government gives a campaign about the importance of hygiene and sanitation to the people, they will get to know about it. And for example, we can teach them the proper way to washing the hands and always keep their
Personal hygiene,
yes.
personal cleanliness. Yeah.
From my point of view, I think that personal hygiene and sanitation is very important because proper hygiene and sanitation keep us clean and make us more confident if we are clean.
Yeah. Besides that, give others people good impression.
Yes. It's
And
also
can avoid the unpleasant smell also.
odor,
Yeah.
unpleasant odor.
Yes. For example, we have to bath every morning. Yeah.
Yes, so I think the hygiene and the sanitation is very important in our life because it,
Yes.
it can just like you said, it can improve
Our confidence
yes
and make like it's also improve our self-esteem
Yeah.
to face to the
to face
Well.
the
Yeah. Besides that,
face
hygiene and sanitation is a part of our civilization, I think. That's so that other people can have a good impression and they will look down on us. For example, when we go for an interview, we should keep ourselves clean so that
feel good.
we can give a good impression to other people. Yeah.
I agree with you. We need to practice a good hygiene and good sanitation. But if we look at the case of the India and Vietnam, the poor country, they can't have a good hygiene and sanitation because they do not have enough resources to practice it because they do not have soap to wash their clothes, their hands, and to bathe. Besides that, they don't have the good sanitation system to remove their feces.
Yes, I agree with you. That's why I think that the government of the country or the NGOs should educate them, but also in the same time also providing them some clean water supply or renovate or providing them some good proper sanitation system. It's also important to educate them. It's no point if you provide them the proper sanitation system but they don't know how to use it or provide them clean water supply but they also don't know how to use it.
And I think it's not only have to educate them, they have to encourage them to practice it because practice is more important than learning, I think.
Practical is more important.
Yes.
Yes, I can see your point, and I agree with just what you say because I think if the government gives a clean water supply, they have the knowledge about how the importance of it and use the proper way to use the water, and so this can improve their health. For me, I think the NGO or the government also should uh to educate them but the government should provide a good infrastructure and facility first. Then the next step, then educate them. Educate them like for example like after excursion should wash their hair with soap and teach them the 7 steps to wash their hair and uh, educate them to bath at least 1 time.
I think 2 times. Twice a day. But that is not enough. And besides that, our topic is hygiene and sanitation. How about because just now we only focus on personal hygiene, right?
Yes.
So how about we move on to the food sanitation? Food sanitation. So, for example, they should, when they are cooking, they should practice a good hygiene or sanitation, like avoid food contamination.
Can you give some example to
Mm,
avoid food
yeah,
contamination?
of course. For example, food contamination, there is few ways the food is contaminated. For example, surface to food, food to food, and people to food. Yeah, so we have to avoid it, like because surrounding us there is a lot of microorganisms. So when the food is open, we have to cover it. This can avoid the surface to avoid the food from contaminated.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think beside we have to cover the food, and the chef. I think the chef while cooking they have to wear the proper attire, like they have to wear the hat or apron because it's very important. Because if they didn't wear the hat or the apron, the microorganism will drop down into the food and cause the food contamination. So after when the customer eat, they will cause the food borne illness.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. So that's all about education.
Yes.
You need to educate them
The people
about the
about-
hygiene and
yeah.
sanitation. So food sanitation is, but I would like to add on some point. The utensils to cook to prepare food also need to be clean. They have to practice proper hygiene or sanitation to wash the utensils, to wash the plates, to wash the cutlery. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. And if they are sick, it's better to don't walk
Oh,
away
yeah.
from work because if they are sick, there is
Easily contaminated.
yes
Because the diseases may transmit from people to people.
food.
Yeah.
yes.
For me, I think that they should wash their ingredient first very properly, so that because sometimes when cooking the bacteria, you can't 100% kill by the heat.
Yes, especially the cold food. Yeah.
Yes. It's important to prevent illness, prevent diseases.
So I think that we have many ways to keep the food safe.
Actually, hygiene and sanitation got many aspects. So I think this two is the most important aspect. So we focus on these two. Yeah. So I think we should end this
Can
distinction.
make a conclusion. So we also, I think most of us think that it's important to educate people about hygiene and
Important.
sanitation because it's to
It's
protect ourselves from diseases and illness.
Diseases such as diarrhea, vomiting, or nausea.
This to retain our healthiness. Yeah. So that's all from us. I think, yeah. Thank you.
That's
Thank
end
you.
of-
Thank you.